Hi. Well, just doing a spot of cleaning, getting some dishes taken care of before Jess comes home from work. But yeah, I thought I'd stop on and make a little bit of a video while I'm doing some stuff. We had we had a fun time the other day at Renaissance Festival. It was pretty cool. Shame about the weather. I mean, it was pretty miserable out. We got up early, went out because it gets pretty packed usually. I mean, if you don't get there right before they open and sit around for a little bit, usually you don't get a good parking spot. You end up having to walk a mile through mud and shit. So it's always good to get there a little bit early and see if you can get a good spot. But it wasn't too bad. What with the weather and everything, I don't think as many people got there as early, but we managed to get a good spot. Some good shows, even with the rain and the bad weather and stuff, people still put on a good top-notch performance. One of the first guys we actually went to see, you'll see in the last video I made, one of the first guys we went to see was actually Manolete. Now he's always good. You know, he does the same routine every year, near enough, but he throws a few bits of spin in it and changes up the jokes and stuff, and interacts with the audience really good. So we like him. And basically, he's just got this routine involving fire, and he's got these like, I don't know what their technical name is, but like it's a little hard ball on a string, and he has it attached to his finger, and he spins it around, does some fancy tricks and maneuvers with it as he's doing that. And he keeps saying about once a year, he fucks up and hurts himself, ends up bleeding, and he makes some joke about, if it looks like I'm wearing a blood pack, I'm not, But we've never actually seen him cock it up yet. One day, maybe. On my luck, it'll be the day that I don't decide to put the video camera on. But yeah, he was fun, even though it was still raining a bit and everything. He still managed to put on his performance. He, like I mentioned in my blog the other day, he made some little girl cry. He spent forever saying, I don't usually ask little girls to come up and help because, usually they're too smart, they're smarter than boys, and they end up backing out at the last minute or something. And then right before she was to come up on stage and help him, he'd been making some goofy jokes or something about, getting hurt or burnt or whatever, and he pushed it a little bit too far, he upset her. She was only like 6, so, he messed up there. So she started crying and wasn't over happy with it all. But yeah, he carried on, did his routine, lots of fire, lots of fun. Had the guy up on stage dressed in women's outfit, knocking a feather out of his mouth, really tiny feather, using that ball on a string thing that he's got, and that was pretty cool. Right before he was on stage, it was supposed to be Titanic, but because of the rain and everything, they were just like a musical thing with drums and bagpipes and stuff. So they fucked off under a shelter a little over the way and did their routine elsewhere so they could keep dry. But obviously he can't do that, he needed to do it on the stage because of all his fire and shit. But so yeah, he was good. When he finished, Titanic actually came back because the weather was looking a little bit less rainy, and they did their performance on the stage. We caught the front bit of their performance. Saw them guys last year, they're pretty cool. The main guy with the drum, really energetic looking dude, all smiley. I forget who he reminds me of, but he reminds me of some fucker. He looks familiar, like someone else I've seen. But they're all fun, a few jokes, a little bit of dirtiness about it, but mostly just music and really good stuff. I think they're like Scottish or something, and that's always cool. But let's see, after that, we bumped into some people we knew while we were looking for a cash machine, so we could get some money, because a lot of the vendors there accept credit cards these days, but there's still a few, with it being out in the middle of nowhere, there's still a few that want cash only because they don't have the hookup and everything. And so we had to go find a cash machine, and bumped into a couple of friends that were there for the day, said hi and whatnot. But then we met up with Caitlin and her family and stuff that were there, and her boyfriend and whatnot. They were there because it was her birthday, so met up with her and hung out for a few minutes, said happy birthday and whatnot. Then they started looking at soaps and stuff, so we decided we were going to go off and see if we could find these exotic animals that we'd heard about. Well, they weren't there. I mean, we saw them on the map, but where they were supposed to be on the map, there weren't nothing set up or anything, so I don't know if they were something that was only there for a couple of weekends, or if they'd been closed down, or the rain, or something like that, or, whatever the case may be. But there was supposed to be like baby lions or something, but we didn't see any anywhere, so I don't know what was going on with that. But then, of course, we stopped in and we did see the jousting. Not as good as the first time I went. I mean, I didn't get good seats and everything. But usually when we've been, it's been pretty bad weather, so we haven't wanted to kind of get there and sit around waiting for the joust. Because you got to get sitting like an hour before the joust starts to get any kind of seats. And, sitting out in the rain with no shelter, it's a little bit shit, right? So usually we just show up right before the joust's about to start and kind of push into the crowd a little bit so we can see, and just kind of hang out best we can and watch. But yeah, we saw that. It wasn't too bad. I mean, couldn't see good from where we were, so we just watched that for a bit, and then we actually found a new attraction that I don't know how long it's been there, or if it was just new this year, but it was the first time I'd seen it anyway, and it was some kind of cave. I think it was Camelot's Cave or something like that. Lancelot's Cave, Camelot's Cave, something like that. But it was basically a laser light show. They had this dude come out, I forget what they call them all now, some wizard dude come out dressed with like a white face and everything, and he was mouthing off, and some guy dressed in white came out, like he was his brother or something. He was the good guy, and so he came out and fought him, and there was this whole big laser light show performance where they were pretending to hit these laser beams and throw them back at each other, and all this other shit, fake lightsaber action and stuff like that. Pretty cool. One thing I didn't remember though was aside from the video quality being a little bit poor at that point, because obviously they had it all walled off and it was in a dark room and everything, so I couldn't see very good, didn't have any kind of night vision or anything on my camera. But aside from that, I forgot that they had this music playing in the background. So I edited up this video the other day and started doing it on Sunday night. It took like several hours for it to create the video file after I compiled all the clips together and tweaked them a little bit and just cropped out some of the shit to try and save some space. And then it took another 5 or 6 hours to upload it to YouTube, because it was like a 4 gigabyte file almost, obviously because it's in high def and everything. I want to try and get as good quality as possible. I don't like to put small videos on if I don't have to. So after spending all that time uploading it, get this third party content notice. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm checking with YouTube, And apparently some song called Dragon Rider was matched in the video. I'm sitting there thinking, well, I don't remember any music. And then after checking it, it was during the Laser Light show, so I thought, fuck, man, you know, for like a 3 minutes worth of footage that had a little song in it, I'm getting this, you know, content warning and whatever. So obviously the video couldn't be embedded on my website and all this kind of shit. And it wasn't any negative mark against my account, but I thought, you know, I don't want this, you know, I'm not going to be one of those people that uploads the illegal music or whatever. You know, I'm going to do it right. So I edited it up again, cropped out that music, replaced it with a little tune. I forget the name of it now, but it was something from danosongs.com, a royalty-free music website. It gives you the music for free. You can put it on whatever you want, do whatever you want with it, as long as you have a little blurb in your description or whatever stating that it is music by danosongs.com, and he lets you do it for free. So, oh cool. Thought, you know, that'll be cool. Again, took me another several hours for it to create the file. I modified it ever so slightly to tweak the settings and make it a little tiny bit smaller, so it was only like just over 3 gigs this time. And it's going to be about 4 or 5 hours to upload it to YouTube. It's currently uploading right now, so I deleted the old one, started uploading this one. So hopefully there's nothing else left in it that's going to get matched by any, you know, music content or anything. I mean, the only other music in the actual video was Titanic playing for a minute or so, and you know, I don't think they're signed up with any big music label, and it's not going to get, you know, branded with any kind of recognizing their song or whatever, so that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, other than that, you know, pretty fun day. I mean, we left pretty soon after all that, because, you know, like I say, it was starting to rain more, and, you know, it was a bit of a miserable day, so we'd seen most of the stuff. We'd had a look around some of the stalls, watched some of the acts, and decided to call it a day. But, yeah, not much else been going on. I think I mentioned the other week, when I made a video, that I'd been having a watch on Netflix of some new stuff, and started to get into watching some old episodes of what was it? Touch of Frost, David Jason. Pretty good show. I used to watch it when I was younger, so I thought I'd have another look. But yeah, Sunday night, man, finale, Breaking Bad, last ever episode, best episode ending ever. Awesome show, tied everything up, you know, nipped up all the loose ends, got everything covered, perfect ending, you know, couldn't be better. Not going to go into detail about it in case anyone hasn't watched it and they end up seeing this first. Chances of that are probably remote, but don't want to go on about it anyway. Take too long, wouldn't do it justice. But yeah, really, really good ending, good show. You know, I watched the whole thing, got into it pretty late, didn't start watching it until it had been on for a year or two, but caught up with it on Netflix and then carried on TV once it came back on. So pretty cool show. Great casting. I mean, that guy, I forget his name now. That guy who played the dad in the original Malcolm in the Middle show. Awesome fucking guy. Really cool looking with a shaved head they give him in the show from time to time. And, you know, really did the role good. I mean, and the kid that played Jesse Pinkman, love him too. He was pretty cool. All round good show. Sad to see it go, you know, that's over with now, so I've got to start watching some different stuff, catching up on some other stuff. We have been watching a show called Once Upon a Time on ABC. That's been pretty interesting, you know, how they're blending all the fairy tale characters together and making them a little bit more sinister and, You know, everyone has different storylines and whatnot, and they all intertwine. Some characters are the same, you know, like how they made Rumpelstiltskin was also Beast from Beauty and the Beast and all that kind of shit. So that was cool. That just started again on Sunday night, but we haven't got around to watching it yet. Got it on the old DVR. But, you know, there's a few new things starting up soon that we're trying to get into. New show, The Crazy Ones, with Robin Williams and Sarah Michelle Gellar. That looks funny. We watched the first episode of that the other day. But a few old shows coming back on. I think Arrow starts again soon. And up in November we got Doctor Who. Walking Dead starts again middle of October. And a few other things that are coming back on. So there's a lot to keep us occupied TV-wise. You never find time to watch most of it. I mean, I see all these cool shows that come on. I'm like, yeah, I should watch that, but you know, unless it really jumps out at me or something, I end up catching up on it later on once it's on Netflix or whatever, and I have a free day to sit down and do some watch TV while I'm doing other stuff. Because, you know, you never find time just to sit around the house watching nothing but TV all the time, like some of these people. Always too busy. Got something going on, some work that needs doing, or house chores, or going somewhere. So there's always something keeping you busy. Impressed with my new batteries and shit though for the video camera. They came in handy on Sunday. Went through like 3 of them, recording footage all day. So I'm glad I had them, because the little shitty one that I had would have nowhere near made any of the footage that I took. Would have been dead long before we got half of it done. Because I mean, just Manolete, just him alone, we must have recorded like 50 minutes to an hour, because his performance was pretty long. So, yeah, it soon adds up when you start recording stuff and you got the camera running solid. Battery dies in no time. Yeah, things have been going good round here at the moment. I mean, girlfriend's currently in college and that, doing some stuff, getting good grades from what I hear, and making good with all her work and shit. So that's all good. Been pretty busy myself, lots of different stuff going on with work. I mean, obviously, you know, I spend all the spare time I can working on little projects, videos, sites and stuff like that. Mostly at the moment this one, but I got some other stuff going on. I mean, I actually built, administer and whatnot a little non-profit website. It's called Original Fundraising Widgets, and it's basically just a little HTML Flash widget that people can use, hooked up with PayPal. You know, they put it on their site, and it, you know, you can make donations through it and whatnot. It goes directly to their PayPal account, and it displays how many donations they've had, who donated, how much and whatnot. So people can donate for various things. So I do that. I do that all for free. You know, there's a little bit of advertising and stuff on the site, but I don't really make any money from it. Nothing worth, you know, what it costs to actually do the site and keep it running and everything. So it's just a bit of free stuff, just to, you know, give back a little bit of stuff to help out with the community. And you know, there's a lot of people on there. I mean, a lot of it's like animal shelters and radio stations, or people raising funds for various causes that they want to do or whatever. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's not, you know, it's nice to know that I'm doing something good for some people out there and helping out. Because a while back there used to be a site out there called Chip In that did a similar thing, and like a year or two before they closed, I started my site, and obviously my site was just pretty small, wasn't really doing much, few people using it. And then right after Chip In closed, wow, I had hundreds of people just signing up, because, you know, I was one of the big ones that was still out there that had all the features and everything and was still pretty good and free, you know, so a lot of people started using it, which was nice. You know, it was nice that I was there to fill the void and be one of the sites to pick up the slack and help out for all the people that liked using chipping and whatnot. So that was all cool and everything. So yeah, as far as the rest goes, I mean, I do a little bit of web design and computers and stuff on the side here and there, and a few regular clients that I work for maintaining websites and whatnot. Every once in a while I dabble in a bit of photo and video stuff just for fun, and starting to get back into like the graphic design and actual art and stuff like that. Like I mentioned, I got myself some art supplies the other day. Pretty cool, not bad price. What was it? I went to a shop. Oh, I forget what they call it now. It was over not too far from me, and a little art shop, pretty cool. He had some good stuff on sale. Didn't really have what I was looking for, but I found a nice big sketchbook, originally like 18 bucks down to 8 something. So he actually pointed it out because I picked it up thinking, oh, well, you know, it's like 18 bucks, that's fine. And I think it was like 25% off or something, there was a sign. So I thought, that's not bad, you know, I'll get that. And then he pointed out that he had the same books on a display behind where I was standing that I hadn't noticed yet, where they were only 8 something. And he's like, just keep the one you got and I'll, you know, charge you the same price and leave my display intact and everything. So that was cool, it was cool. And then I went over to Michael's Arts and Crafts and found a whole big kit, like an $80 kit. I had a coupon for 40% off, so like 50 something. And that was nice. That comes with like pencil crayons, watercolor pencils, pastel crayons, actual pastels, Ponte sticks, charcoal, graphite pencils, woodless pencils, you know, various different pencils and crayons and stuff like that for drawing and sketching. And I also got a set of them fancy markers with the India ink in them, with the brush tips and the fine tips and all that, the pit markers and stuff. Got a nice 8-pack of those, pretty cheap. So I got myself kitted out to do some drawing and sketching when I find some time. You know, I get all this stuff to do and I never really find time to do it for a while, so I'll probably sit there for a couple of days or weeks and I'll get time to sit down and have a go at fiddling with it all and checking it all out. Think up something to draw or whatnot. Every once in a while when we're out and about I get my photos going and landscapes mostly, scenery and places we visit, buildings and stuff, anything that looks cool. And I edit that shit up in Photoshop mostly, but I also use some other stuff. You know, whatever the latest and greatest software out there is that I can get a trial of, you know, I try it out and have a look. And sometimes if it's good I'll buy it, if not I'll find something else. But I mean, I've tested out all kinds of stuff. So there's lots of cool stuff out there, and every once in a while I just have a play around myself, tweaking some settings and drawing some stuff. Or I got a new graphics tablet the other month, so I've been using that to do some digital stuff and tweaking painting type stuff with artwork and photos and whatnot. So that's all cool. But yeah, other than that, not much going on. It's been pretty quiet. there isn't really too much out where I'm living at the moment. I mean, unless, you know, you drive for miles, there ain't really much to do, so keep to myself and go out once in a while and catch some movies, or we go out for a few drinks and whatnot, hang out with some friends, occasional party here and there. Alright, well, I don't know much else to say, but I might just get these dishes finished and get some dinner started for my girlfriend and me, as she'll be on from work in an hour or so. And she's actually stopping by for me and grabbing me some little treats tonight. She doesn't work too far away from that little store Ackroyd's that I might have mentioned a while back. And that's a pretty good store. It has like all kinds of meat pies and pasties and sausage rolls. I mean, they're not perfect, you know, it's a Scottish bakery, so it's all Scottish kind of stuff. So it ain't no English sausage roll with all the Cumberland sausage in it or whatever they put in it with all the seasonings and everything. So it doesn't taste perfect, and I think they make it with beef as well instead of pork. But it's the closest thing I can get to a sausage roll around here, and I do love me a sausage roll. So every once in a while I either stop in on the way home from work for me, or if I'm out that way myself, I stop in and grab a few bits. A couple of my faves that they actually sell at the moment are, I do like my Vimto. They occasionally have cans of that, so I like grabbing that. And they're one of the only places around the area that I can grab Galaxy bars. Used to sell them at the local Myers stores in the World Food section where I get my cream crackers and gravy and HP sauce and stuff from. But of late, for like the last 4 or 5 years, they haven't sold any. And there was one store in the middle of nowhere that did. So I used to go all the way out there to get them. But they stopped selling them. So Ackroyd's is about the only place that you can get them these days. And they just started selling them again because they kind of give up with a lot of their chocolate during summer months because it's, you know, it all melts on the way over and everything and isn't as good quality, so they don't sell as much of it. So yeah, get some of that and that'll be nice. I haven't had one for a while, in a few weeks. Although I am trying to cut down. I'm trying to cut down on like sweets and junk food and stuff. I mean, every once in a while I have a pizza. Every once in a while, once in a blue moon, you know, I'll have a McDonald's. But mostly, I try and stay away from the junk food. I'm trying to lose some weight right now. And what was it, a couple of months back, like 3 months ago, I gave up Pepsi and soft drinks and stuff like that. Started drinking filtered water with those Mio flavour enhancers, like a bit of the orange flavour stuff that they got going on with that stuff. I mean, obviously, you know, I get, you know, fall off the wagon, so to speak. I don't know what you want to call it. And, you know, I go on a soft drink binge, you know. Enjoy a bit of the old Pepsi Next, you know. It's better than the rest, obviously, because it doesn't have as much sugar and shit in it. But still, you know, I lost like, wow, I lost like 10 pounds, 10, 12 pounds from the time I gave up the Pepsi and started doing a bit more, you know, energetic exercising and stuff. Just a little tiny bit, not much. Getting more out and about and, you know, walking a bit further, parking further away in the car parks and stuff when I go to stores and whatnot. So that was cool, but, you know, you start drinking the Pepsi a little bit more and soft drinks and stuff, junk food here and there, and you soon gain it back. I mean, I must have gained about 6 of it back. So, kind of disappointed in myself with that one. so I'm trying again. Trying to lose some more. My aim was to actually get it down. I was originally up at 195, and I was like, I ain't never getting 200. If I get over 200, then fuck, I'm gonna seriously have to do something. So I thought, it's time to, I'm getting on a bit, and I don't want to lower these old crippled farts that can't do anything because they're all out of shape and out of overweight and whatnot. So I thought it's time to start doing something about it. Lost myself 12 pounds, got down to actually more, I got down to 181 and a half the other month, and then it's slowly crept back up to 185. So I gotta try a bit harder and lose a bit more, and then that should be a big improvement. I mean, main problem is over here, you've got to try and keep healthy. Because we ain't got no fucking NHS and shit like back over in the UK. I don't know how shit's going on over there right now, but we don't have any medical crap that's free. Unless you wait for months and months and months and get put on some fucked up list and go to some shitty ass place in the middle of Detroit somewhere that looks rough as hell from the pictures I'd seen. And you might get seen by someone if you get there early enough. And you might get something done about it if there's anything wrong. I mean, where I used to live over here, I was in a county where they had a few programs where you could get some cheap medical. You could maybe go get your teeth taken care of, $25 for an appointment. Doc would only be $10 every time you went, which was nice. But where I am now, I haven't found anything like that. So I don't know if there's anything out there or not, but I haven't found anything. So you want to go see a doctor, you're probably paying over $100 just for a checkup, You want to go see a dentist, probably the same, maybe more. There's work doing, and fuck me, they're always rubbing their hands together. I mean, you can't even walk into an emergency room without a $400 or $500 fee just for filling your name in and getting checked over. Not to mention the doctor, another $200 or $300 on top, probably for the doctor to have a look at you. God forbid they have to write you anything and go and spending $1,500 on prescriptions, and it's ridiculous. I don't know all the details about it or what it all entails, but apparently there's supposed to be some Obama shit coming in soon, whereby 2014, sometime in the start of that year, everyone mandatorily has to have some kind of health insurance, and there's going to be some cheaper health insurances you can get a hold of or something. I don't know what it all involves, but so that's something to research more about, I guess, find out what's going on. Saw on the news earlier about all these government shutdowns and whatnot. I haven't really been following that shit. I don't really get into all the government politics and news and crap. It's usually all bullshit or depressing as fuck, so what's the point, Most of them are fucking idiots, and neither one's better than any other. You'll end up cocking something up because you can't not, I mean, it's just the way of the world. Someone's always going to be unhappy, no matter what you do. But don't really know much about that or what's going on, but I read a few bits about that on Yahoo News and Twitter and stuff, and a few emails that I'd gotten. So I do try and keep in touch with the world and what's going on with various things, but if it don't interest me that much, then I'm not going to sit there and waste my time reading shit. Not 100% sure, but I think next weekend is that Michigan Humane Society Mega March. We did that the other year, as I mentioned in one of my earlier videos. Don't think we'll be doing it this year though. I mean, we haven't had time to plan a team or get any donations or anything, and I don't think we're going to be doing the walks, so maybe another time. I actually did a Relay for Life a few years back. Back in 2009, I think it was. That was fun. I mean, we had a team, if you can call it a team. I mean, there was a couple of people, And basically, the premise was, you're at this school track, basically, regular running track, probably a standard 400-meter track or whatever, or something similar, and you just walk around it constantly, non-stop, 24 hours, and people have sponsored you to do this, and you've raised money for it and whatnot. And you're supposed to have at least someone from your team on the track doing the walking at any particular given time. Now obviously, with there only being a couple of us, I did most of the walking. I was on there for like most of the day and most of the evening. But man, it got so late and we were so tired that we just gave it up and called it a night. Nipped in our little tent thing we had set up. We had like someone donated a tent we found. We posted on Craigslist and someone donated a tent for the weekend so we could use it. A big tarp tent type thing. Canopy job. So we just took a kip in there for the last several hours because man, we were tired. We'd been walking all day, really making a go of it, and we just didn't have enough people on the team to, split it up and give everyone time to rest and whatnot. So we had a couple of people stop in and help, but at one point the tent actually blew away. We went to get some food and we came back and there was a couple of people running across the field tracking down our tent because it was blowing away. So, thanks to them for grabbing it for us, otherwise we'd have been screwed. But yeah, that was funny. I mean, I wish I'd have been there with the camera to record it because that was funny. Actually, I had a guy arranged again. I think I found on Craigslist. Arranged a guy to come and take some photos of us doing our shit, and just some general photos of the events. And he could use them for his portfolio and whatnot, and we could use them to display on wherever, a showpiece or whatever. And we had a model, really nice looking model, that came along on a similar free deal, and she had some photos taken, and she had photos taken of people that were passing by, and they donated a couple of bucks or whatever and had their photo taken, and we're going to send them on to them and everything, if they had an email address. Some of them were happy just to have the photo. I mean, some of these old guys in wheelchairs and stuff, their faces like, up next to this kind of fit-looking bird. And at one point we actually got told that she needed to cover up a little bit more because, she wasn't really dressed slutty or anything, just had a little bit more belly showing than they liked. So, they asked us to make sure she was a little bit more discreet with that and covered up a little bit and whatnot. But yeah, that was a fun time, was that. Alright, well, I think I'm going to call it quits and wrap this video up because, like I say, other ones uploading probably going to be at least another 3 or 4 hours or more before that's finished uploading. And by the time I edit this one and get this uploaded in the morning, I won't have to be spending all my life uploading and fucking editing videos, so try and keep a couple of them short. I mean, after all, no one's even watching these things yet, so gotta boost some viewers and get some advertising out there if I want to get anyone on the site. Figure out some cool stuff to put on there. Before I go I made a little few tweaks to the site today and added some new stuff. I got like the little classified ads section on there now, testing out, see if that's going to be any good. And I figure I'll just keep adding bits over time and adding to my blog and posting videos, putting some stuff up in the forums when I get a chance to discuss various topics and whatnot, and hope people follow suit and start chiming in, post their own stuff in the forums, and see where it goes from there. you know, maybe over time we can, this site will be a nice little resource for any Americans out there that want to, you know, hook up and hang out, chat with English people, and, you know, any Anglophiles or Bruttophiles out there that want to learn more about England. I'll try and get some good information and some really well-researched stuff put on there at some point. So there's some informative stuff that's genuine and not all ballsed up like a lot of sites I see out there with all the half-assed slang translations and shit that don't make any fucking sense. But get some stuff on there like that, and then maybe also it'll be a nice place for any expats from over in the UK that want to, you know, chat with others that are from the same country and catch up on, hang out or whatever. Maybe if I find any people in the local area or in Michigan in general or anything that want to form a little group or anything, and maybe go grab a beer or something once or twice a year, hang out and do something, or arrange some kind of outing, that could be cool. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff out there already doing that, so it wouldn't be hard to do something similar. Alright, well, about done with these dishes, so I'll call it a day and check with you another time.